Hello. It's me again, obviously. Like, no kidding. So, on the fit, work, I think it's pretty average, you know? It's the most fancy I'm probably gonna look ever. So, I look like a professor, not gonna lie. Anyways, I wanna talk about yesterday. And so, after I was done, I was reading one of the comments, and, one of my friends recommended me that I talk about some Batman variants. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Today I'm be covering three Batman variants. And I want to clarify something. This is not going to be like the first and the final episode. This is going to be the first in 3 episodes. Well, technically 2 now. I don't know how you phrase it, but anyways. Color. Working hard for this. Anyways, sorry. Each video we're going to be covering 3 more Batmans. And if you have any recommendations what Batmans I should cover, read, it could be anything. Movies, TV shows, video games, anything really. It has to be Batman because, Batman, it's like the whole thing. Yeah, if you want me to look into a specific Batman from any media, just tell me in the comments or just message me. It's as simple as this. Alright, so I don't know how to move to this. So today I'm be covering 3, obviously, like I said, I'm covering 3 Batman. The first one is going to be probably one of my favorite ones. Batman Arkham, a serious house on serious Earth. The second one will be Batman Damned. Oh, sorry, phone. And the third one will be Batman Night Cries. That's probably one of the best stories, Batman stories, other than Dark Knight. A quick discussion. I'm not gonna go full blown 1-for-1 explain the story. Goodness, my phone. Sorry. I'm not gonna be explaining the whole story. I do highly recommend that you watch all of these somewhere. I have seen, at least for Batman on Serious Earth, Batman Arkham, and Batman Night Cries, you could find the audiobook for. But for today, what I'm gonna do is I'm practically gonna give you a summary, sort of how Netflix does its thing, it's oh my goodness, my phone. It does this thing where if you click on a movie, it'll give you a little summary. That's what I'm practically gonna do. Ooh, look at my hair. It's messy. Ooh, there you go. I'm sorry. That's what I'm practically gonna do. I highly recommend read all of them, and I will talk about. I will cover what each Batman in these stories mean, if they mean anything metaphors, what they mean practically. Let's see. Yeah, that's practically all. Let's start with Batman, the number 1, Batman Arkham on series. I was gonna call it Arkham because it's a long thing. No, this was released during the after Batman the original. I forgot what was the date. Batman Burton, Tim Burton's Batman. I don't know why I keep saying Burton Batman. So, yeah, it was pretty influential in that. And, famously enough, oh my goodness, I'm nervous, I'm sorry. Batman Arkham, the book, inspired a game which is pretty popular called the Arkham franchise. If you play video games, I'm sorry, my phone. If you play video games, I recommend. And you like Batman, I recommend playing those games. So, a quick summary is that Batman Joker has once again taken over Arkham on April 1st. That's very important, and Batman's practically going on to stop him. But he has to face multiple trials of body, his physical self, his mental self, and who he is, sort of. This is not your traditional Batman, good versus bad. everyone in this story except for like Jim Gordon is a horrible person. That's so like weird to say, but it's the honest truth, including especially Batman in this story at least. Yeah, he is pretty bad in this. If you're a big fan of like, obviously if you're a big fan of Batman, horror, or even biblical horror, this does have resemblance of biblical like reference metaphors, like literally like in name drops like Michael and the dragon, Michael versus the dragon, and so like that's, if you're a big fan of any of those, I recommend checking the audiobook out. Ooh, I'm sorry. I recommend checking the audiobook on YouTube. All of these are available on YouTube, as I know. I don't know about Night Christ. Now, the second one is Batman Damned. You probably heard of this because of not real reason, but when it came out, it created some controversy, being the first X-rated DC comic. I'm so sorry. This follows Batman and him, and in general, trying to differentiate Bruce Wayne from Batman. And he does follow, and throughout the story, it is such, I don't know how to explain it in a detailed way. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's so weird. I'll try to explain. So he's going through something after a recent incident that happened in a previous book. I won't be covering that. That's entirely different, like character, all that stuff. I get my phone. And he's trying to reconcile with himself and become the Batman we practically know. And the thing you gotta know about like this version of Batman specifically is that this isn't like year 1 or year 2 Batman. This is a more older Batman, like year 20 at best. Yeah, so he's been through a lot, so he's gonna have some turmoil. There is, if you're a big fan of like I forgot her name. It's not Quintessa. It was I forgot her name. But there is a surprise character you really wouldn't suspect a Batman to be friends with. You wouldn't suspect this character. And if you're a big, I don't know how to explain it, but if you're a big fan of like, in general, like, psychological horror for sure. Anything psychological like that, I do recommend Batman Damned. It is, I'm sorry, my phone keeps doing that. It is a good psychological horror. Now, probably the saddest and darkest stories in this list, and probably in Batman history, is Batman Night Cries. This is a really tough read or listen if you're doing an audiobook, since it does involve children in certain places. Not places, but like in certain situations where it's not really comfortable. It doesn't show, thankfully it does not show like actually, but it doesn't really imply, it's told to us that like I'm sorry, I'm very uncomfortable when it comes to talking to this for personal reasons. Let's see. If you're like a big fan of detective stuff, like more like detective Batman, this is your story. I highly recommend this for everyone. You have to read this at least once. At least for me. You have to read this at least once to appreciate Batman. And it really tackles Batman and his fear and how it doesn't only apply to criminals, it could apply to kids and an average civilian. that would, I don't want to explain more. I want to explain so much. I guess I guess I'll talk about like the Batmans and their individual things. Sorry. God, that is horrible. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Go ahead. So anyways, Batman. That's the whole point of this video. Someone recommended me Batman. I want to talk about Batman. Love Batman. We all love Batman. So, Batman Arkham, he is a subversion of I don't know how to say it. My English is not my first language, as you can tell. He's not what you're going to think Batman is. He's way more darker. His appearance is devil-like. His appearance is way more devil-like, with like horns coming out of his shoulders. Like his whole face is black except for like his teeth. It's practically a POV in what the criminal sees Batman as. And he is way more psychologically damaged in this version. And you could say he's sort of realistic in this take. At least at the time. Though, I'm sorry, I cannot get over the taste of that, whatever that was. I tried to make coffee. Okay, that is not coffee. Maybe it is, I don't know. Alright, Batman Damned. Batman Damned, its interpretation of Batman is weird. I'm gonna get a lot wrong. It's been a long time since I've read this book. I do have a general understanding. I know the characters, all that stuff. It is hot in this. I'm sorry. Let's see. I don't remember much. I'll have to read this again. Oh yeah. So, okay. I do remember this part though. I do know that this story is focused more on Bruce Wayne and the Batman. Because if you don't know, in my personal opinion, I've always seen those two as two separate beings. Bruce Wayne and Batman are two completely separate people. Many directors, writers, and producers, video game designers, a lot of people have interpreted the same way because, they're two completely different, like, people. Like, if that happened in real life, come on. It does tackle, like, what makes a superhero a man. What makes someone like Batman, who is way more violent. He's way more, in this version at least, he's way more darker, he's violent, he's scary. What makes him a man? That's what it's tackling. This is a way more, like I said, this is a psychological horror more than like an actual like traditional horror, like a traditional story practically, especially this Batman story. I already said about Batman Night Cries and how it takes Batman's fear and it lays it out in such a way we haven't seen a lot in media. Actually, I'm actually shocked we haven't, and it gives us like in a POV of what a civilian who has been told, hey, if you tell the police this, I'll tell Batman, right? And how his fear could be used to harm others, most importantly kids, since they're the most they're more like in I forgot how you say it. I forgot. They're way more likely to believe that. What I'm saying. I think that's all. Like I said, I do recommend watching or at least listening to all these audiobooks, all three of which I'm also hearing about Night Cries. I recommend, like, just check, really. If you can't find it, go like some guy who explained it. I don't know. I'm sorry to say. I don't recommend using my method where I try to I use a sketch website. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm in a rush, so it's going. I don't want to rush these types of videos, but I don't know. I will go in more in depth in stories like Batman Arkham. I want to go more in depth about. So that's also a reason why I don't want to go really in depth, because I'm planning to do a separate whole video about Arkham and Night Cries. I think these two are probably one of the best Batman stories, other than Dark Knight Returns. I am very excited to cover those. Those are probably one of my favorite stories. Yeah. So, if I don't see you tomorrow, or hey, if I don't make a video tomorrow, I want you. I don't know how to end videos. I really bye. I really need an outro, and I need the editing skills for sure. See ya. Yeah, see ya. Bye bye.